Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today we're going to talk about YouTube penny stocks and what happened to them. So if you went on YouTube probably February time, you would have seen penny stocks everywhere. Like so many people covering penny stocks, people that I never thought would be interested in penny stocks were doing that. And even people that were like dividend investors were talking about penny stocks, and they were just penny stocks were everywhere. We got to June 2021 now, you hardly see any. And this isn't a dig on penny stocks, like there's some good ones out there, or penny stock video creators, because people covered it before, they will carry on doing it now, but there was just a mass explosion in February 2021. And a lot of people lost money, but they're not going to tell you that, because if you're getting involved in a lot of these hype stocks, you can't go and say, oh, I lost money on that one, I lost money on that one. This is the little hidden side of it that you won't see, and I want to share this with you guys so you don't lose money. So like I said, penny stocks were just everywhere in February 2021. And so many people were buying these, and when you look now from a lot of them penny stocks in February 2021, a lot of them have lost so much value, like lost half the value, and they've gone down a huge amount. And like I said, people won't share this with you. People that were making videos on this a few months ago won't share with you that they've lost money on these. And what will tend to happen as well is like a lot of these are making videos that, you know, they're not exactly bothered about actually making sound investments. They're more bothered about having the views, you know, clickbaity titles, clickbaity thumbnails. And for these guys, a lot of them are prioritizing getting the views in and talking about what's the next hot thing. Penny stocks were hot in February and you don't see them now. And what has happened since then is a lot of people that got involved in these, you know, a lot of these guys don't show the portfolio. A lot of these guys, this is why I always give big credit to everyone on YouTube that actually, like, you know, talks about the same stocks over a long period. They kind of show the portfolio, talk about stocks that are going up, stocks that are going down, what they're planning to do with. People that are actually bothered about, you know, investments in their investments, and talk from it from a sound point of view, where there's a lot of other people that now, this is the big change in YouTube probably over the last kind of 12 months, is that especially on the stock market scene, is where it's now come a bit more of like a hype space. There's a lot more clickbaity out there. People are not bothered about actually, you know, actually putting money in good investments, and it's a bit ugly. And this was peak where it got very clickbaity and hype stocks. And I want to share this with you today so you don't make any of these mistakes. But if you could smash the like button, if you're new, subscribe. If you do find this video helpful, that'd be absolutely amazing. So like I said, these penny stocks got everywhere, and since then they're all down huge amounts, and people will sell these out at losses, and they won't tell you, they won't share this with you, because hey, you know, we only post, oh, look at this stock that's up 100% in 3 months or whatever it is. They won't be sharing this with you. They'll kind of sell this out at a loss. So basically what I think happened with a lot of this situation is you have to go back to March 2020. March 2020 is where we had a bunch of new investors coming, a lot of new retail investors, and also a lot of money came out of the stock market in February and then came back into the stock market in March. So you had a combination of more money coming in, new investors coming in. Basically what happened then is a lot of people went, what we're going to do is we're going to actually go to dividend stocks. And this is what I mean, you know, a lot of people that I saw buying dividend stocks suddenly went to this a few months later. And after a while, people were buying dividend stocks and they were getting, you know, decent gains, getting decent dividends. But then what they saw is like the share price wasn't going as much as up as what other stocks were. So what that did then is they went up to value stocks, and value stocks were starting to do some decent returns. But then what they saw is, you know, these likes of Tesla, Square. And so what a lot of investors did then is they went from dividend stocks to value stocks to growth stocks. And they were kind of getting carried away with these gains and thinking, oh, the stock market just keeps going up and up, go for risky plays. And then we saw a lot of investors go from growth stocks to spec plays. And these spec plays were very high risk plays of companies that were very small, maybe had a lot of risks, financial trouble, maybe not even a product. And then even the peak of the bull market, a lot of investors then rotated into these penny stocks. And some of these penny stocks were, you know, shooting up hundreds of percent, and were stocks that had, you know, no product, or were previously valued at like a 50 million market cap and then went up to a 3 billion market cap or stuff like that. What happened basically from March to when the peak of this penny stock happened, which was February 2021, is we had a lot of new investors that were just getting more confident, and eventually went for the most risky investments you can. Because what happened is we had like a godlike mindset where it's literally like a year ago, oh, the stock market's easy, it just keeps going up. Whereas realistically, the sort of gains that we had from March 2020 were not realistic gains. You know, the stock market doesn't normally do that. But because we had a stock market that kept going up and up, people were just getting more and more confident, and they went from, you know, the safe plays to even more risky plays to the high risk plays. And what people didn't realise is that when the thought that it was such an easy place where you can't lose money, is that eventually when we got to the point where we kind of peaked out at the top in around February 2021 time, is that a lot of these penny stocks within a month, that was the worst click ever. a lot of these penny stocks within like the month lost half the value, and this is what people didn't realize. A lot of people got caught up in these penny stocks and didn't realize that when we have a bull market, these penny stocks can be great, because penny stocks can go up, you know, 100% in a month or 2 months, but very quickly in a month or 2 months, a lot of these penny stocks can lose half the value. And then what happened from February? What happened to these stocks? A lot of these penny stocks lost half the value. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, some of them might be good companies, they might come back one day, but taking a 50% loss in a month is not great. It's not very safe investing, especially compared to when you were at these sort of stocks and then you get down to here. And this is the thing, is like people didn't realize, is like they were buying a lot of these high risk stocks and they look amazing when the stock market's going up, but honestly it goes south so much quicker than that. And they go up quick, and the way they went down, boom, you know, half the value within like a month. It was just absolutely nuts. And this is the thing, is like we had just a stock market that were just getting carried away, a lot of new investors that were getting carried away, a lot of new content creators as well that were getting carried away, and they were buying, you know, a lot on YouTube here, you know, a lot of YouTube penny stocks were just, you know, massively talked about. And then what happened? Boom, we have a little bit of a correction and they disappear. And they're not going to share with how they lost money. They're not going to share like they got caught up in the bull market and went for very risky plays, and then not realize that these risky plays, you know, a lot of people hear high reward, high risk, but they only hear the high reward part. They don't hear the high risk part. And this is what happened. And then what happened here, why no one talks about them, is because they had the big massive drop. And it's, you know, it's not cool to talk about that you're down on positions. It's not cool to say that you lost a load of money on YouTube. You know, I always try to be transparent and say, like, you know, these are the positions that I'm up on, these are the positions that are down on. That's why I do my portfolio review every month, so you guys can track that. But a lot of these people that talk about these hype stocks, or what is the next hottest thing, or their priority is getting more views on YouTube, is they're not going to talk about like these penny stocks that they were talking about so many months ago. They won't share that they lost money. They won't share that, oh, you know what, that stock that I was up so much on, I'm now down at this money. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say, oh, you know, that company I was buying loads at, oh, I sold it out at a loss, you know, a few months ago. This is the thing, and this is the thing you've always got to be careful, and you've also got to be careful about your investments. And I think this was just a big combination of investors getting carried away in this kind of bull market, a lot of other content creators getting carried away in this bull market, and also the little dark side that is there on YouTube, and that is, in my opinion, has kind of come massive over the last year, is where there's just so much more. I think there's half of YouTube that are out there that are generally like putting out that are bothered about their investments and saying, this is my best, this is where I think my money's going to be best, and that they're actually more bothered about, you know, making money through the investments. And there's the other half on YouTube that are basically out there now that and it's a shame, because it didn't used to be like this, but there's another half on YouTube there now that are literally, okay, what's the next popular stock at the moment, what's the next popular thing, you know, what's going to get in the, you know, the most views, you know, a clickbaity title, clickbaity thumbnail. And this was it. And a lot of these now that did do this will move on to the next subject, whatever that may be, and they won't cover that again, and they won't cover this. But you know, I hopefully me covering this, hopefully, you know, some of you guys might have realised, okay, I got sucked into that, or maybe even you didn't get sucked into it, which is well done for not doing that. But this is just a massive mistake to avoid. You know, people get carried away and forget about buying great companies with great revenue growth and great profit growth, and just get sucked in the cycle and get, you know, risky plays, because we get a stock market that's going up and up and up, and then boom, the reality check happens, and it's painful, and it can take a while to recover from these things. You know, people want, you know, these sort of people won't ever show you their portfolio, because a hit like this, you know, it won't look good on the portfolio, and that's why they won't do it. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you today because I just thought like it was just a really important topic, especially for something that was so covered on YouTube that it suddenly disappeared over the last few months. And there's so many people lost money. So many people lost money with this sort of thing, and I don't want any of you guys to lose money by getting sucked into this cycle. And just remember, just be careful what you see and what you see on YouTube, and that sometimes people aren't out there to actually pick great stock investments. They're just more bothered about YouTube views. And also, don't get sucked into a bull market. When the stocks are going up, be very cautious. When the stocks are going down, there you go. There's it's Christmas time, I guess. And I thought this would be a really good topic just to make sure that this is something that won't get talked about by the people that it did affect. But I wanted to share this with you guys so none of you guys make this mistake, or if you did make this mistake, that you don't make this mistake again, I guess. So hope it was useful anyway, guys. If you could smash the like button if you did, find it useful, and subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you next video.